Two towns, both booming, both affordable. Let's see whether Taylor or Hutto is the right fit for you. If you want space, value, and a decent commute north of Austin, this breakdown will help you make that decision a little bit easier. I'm Paige Morris, a local realtor focused on Austin's northeast corridor. By the end, you'll know which town matches your budget, matches your timeline, and your day-to-day life. So let's dig in. We're looking at buyers who are comparing Austin suburbs along Highway 79 and SH 130. So if you want a realistic read on commute and price per square foot, schools, amenities, and future growth, here's your information without the hype. So let's just get a baseline. So commute's a big deal for a lot of folks, especially who are working and getting into Austin to make their money. So Hutto to Austin is about 26 minutes at off-peak, okay? We're not talking about during rush hour, okay? Taylor is going to be about 35 minutes. Now, in true rush hour, you're going to have to add a little bit of padding to both. Here's why Hutto feels faster. They have toll access via 130, which is one of our toll roads, and there's also quick links to Highway 79, Highway 290, and that helps shave time to North Austin and to places like the Domain if you want to do a little extra shopping. Now, the counter for that in Taylor is that Highway 79 expansion and corridor improvements, they are heading east. This helps the east to westward flow, helps alleviate some of that traffic, and Taylor is ideally placed if you work in conjunction with Samsung, or if you have a job that takes you up and down Highway 79. So these are some things to think about. If you commute to Central or Northwest Austin daily, Hutto usually wins. If your week centers around Taylor, Round Rock, the east side of Round Rock, or Samsung, Taylor becomes very compelling. So it really just depends on where you end up for your job or a lot of your traveling. So let's take a look at some of the prices and let's do a little snapshot. So Hutto's average price right now is $389,000 on about 0.18 acres in terms of a residential lot. So if you're looking at a normal residential area, okay, that's on average $389,000, whereas Taylor's average is about $349,000, and that's for a quarter acre lot. So you're getting almost double for about $40,000 less on average. More space, lower price. Here's what that means. In Taylor, your dollar stretches farther on land and sometimes on house size. You might be able to get some more square footage in addition to a bigger lot. In Hutto, you may pay a bit more for newer master plan amenities and having the convenience of tolls nearby. So you have to figure out what's most important to you. Now let's take a look at who benefits. Buyers who are wanting a bigger backyard, workshop potential, maybe storage for an RV or a boat, often lean more towards Taylor. Buyers who are prioritizing a planned community with amenities and HOA standards will typically lean more towards Hutto. So these are some things to think about. Now, let's take a look at the new construction side of things because we have a lot of folks coming out this direction who are interested in the benefits that new construction has to offer. Now, Hutto has mega subdivisions like Cottonbrook and Emery Crossing that has builder incentives, pools, trails, model home varieties. You can compare or shop multiple plans and elevations in one single afternoon. Definite benefit. Now in Taylor, we have more boutique style builders and half-acre tracts, plus infill with some smaller communities. So there's less copy and paste, there's more character and a little more elbow room. So you can have kind of the best of both worlds depending on what's best for you. Now let's take a look at the timeline tip here for building. Larger Hutto communities may offer quick move-ins. Taylor's boutique options may need a little bit more time or come with a few more custom options. So these are some things to think about. Let's take a look at amenities in daily life in comparison between Taylor and Hutto. Hutto has a Costco that's slated for the back half of 2026, as well as Topgolf is a draw in the broader area. So we're looking at getting some more commercial space, entertainment space in Hutto. They also have daily conveniences, more chain restaurants or chain businesses, and family entertainment. You have a little bit more options there in the Hutto area. Parks and youth sports are pretty robust and well organized, and you have several options. Now in Taylor, we have a revitalized Main Street. We've got several great coffee shops to pick from, local restaurants. We tap into the arts and farmers markets. Definitely more of a small Texas town feel with genuine local businesses and weekend events. We have events all the time. Super blessed because they're unique to our town. Not everywhere has events like this. So if you want plug and play and a suburb living with more of a big box convenience, then Hutto's a good fit. If you love historic charm, local storefronts, and a slower pace, then Taylor is definitely going to answer more of your needs or check more of your boxes. So let's take a look at comparing our school districts. So Hutto ISD is typically a B+ profile, where Taylor ISD is typically a B. Both offer dual credit along with Austin Community College conjunctions. Now, each individual campus will vary. Elementary and middle school ratings can swing. However, touring campuses and checking programs that fit what your family needs, like STEM or arts or athletics, these are key because these will vary from school to school, especially at the high school side of things. So if school ratings are a top driver and you want consistent suburban ISD signals, Hutto often gets the nod. For families prioritizing a smaller feel and more local involvement, Taylor is going to be a great fit. Let's take a look at future growth and kind of what's coming down the pipeline. So we definitely have the Samsung effect kicking into place, right? This is a clear advantage for Taylor. There's a shorter commute and supplier ecosystem that's gravitating all along the Highway 79 corridor. Now for Hutto, a roughly 25-minute commute to Samsung remains workable, depending on which side of town you're on. And Hutto's location near 130 keeps access flexible for the Austin Round Rock tech and logistics, or folks coming our direction, from the Round Rock area. If we look at it from an investor lens, proximity to industrial growth typically boosts land and lease demand first. So owner occupants may see neighborhoods maturing and retail follow. So these are some things to think about. The neighborhoods and the retail do not usually come first and foremost. It's a little bit more of a trickle effect. So from an investment perspective, some things to think about. Hutto feels a little more suburban and newer in terms of the culture and community feel. There's more master planned amenities like we talked about, HOAs, sidewalks, neighborhood pools, organized activities. The hippo pride, it's a real thing. Now for the community side of Taylor, historic Texas character, brick downtown, local festivals, all those boxes are checked. A touch more of a rural edge at the fringes, and bigger lots are common. So when you look at choosing your pace, if you want turnkey suburb vibes, then Hutto is going to check your box. If you want vintage Texas soul with space to breathe, Taylor is definitely going to check your box. So the question is, which one's best for you? So choose Hutto if you want a commute towards Austin, or if you commute towards Austin often, if you want big box convenience and master planned amenities, and prefer a more suburban neighborhood feel. Choose Taylor if you want more land for the price, if you appreciate that historic downtown energy, and you work or invest in something that has to do with our development, such as Samsung and its subsidiaries. So if you want a side-by-side comparison or a breakdown that you can dig into and save, text me. Text the word compare to 512-269-7907, and I'll send you some current listings as well from both cities that are matched to your budget, as well as along with your wish list. I'm Paige Morris. Call or text for more questions, and I look forward to chatting with you soon.